Good evening and welcome to it. This is Chess and Wine. Well, the chess is everywhere, always, right? I'm so excited, it's so interesting. Check this out. Wait. Hey, do you see this? Okay, no, flip. That's not even the point. Good evening and welcome to it. This is Chess and One. I'm AD Wheeler, back at it once again, doing some. Interestingly, okay, yeah, I wanted to say doing some updates, and I realized that, come on, obviously, we always keep you updated. If you didn't know, there are the All Africa Games coming up. All Africa Games coming up in the next few. When is the date? So there's the All Africa Games taking place in Ghana, Accra, and it so happens that for the first time, chess is included, and as one of the sports that's going to be taking part in the All Africa Game. And interestingly enough, SASCOC is taking the players to the All Africa Game and paying All Africa Games, in fact, actually, and paying for everything. Right? So that means all of the players going to the All Africa Games are well covered for accommodation, for transportation, for you hear that? For everything, and that's so interesting. So we had to mention that. So obviously it's a SASCOC thing, it's a South African thing, it's a very big honor for players to be representing their beautiful country. So we're glad to have the following players that have been selected. Whew, look at that pouring. Look at that fat bastard going into the glass. So by the way, so the following players and obviously their team managers were selected, and they are number one, Banele Mango, FIDE Master Banele Mango, and is FIDE Master Caleb Leviton, right? So that's the two male players, and there's also two female players, and they are Women International Master Jessie February and Women International Master Anzel Lopsha. Great. And the team managers are team management, of course. So it's International Master Johannes Mabusela and the president-elect of the new executive board of Chess South Africa, Mr. Andrew Livax. Of course. So yes, and that's a beautiful thing. We've got a strong team of players that are going, because Caleb's rating is up there as well. We know Banele Mango's rating is up there as well. But again, you'd have concern, and obviously Jessie February is, I think, the leading lady right now in South Africa. A lot of people can agree, right? Obviously, looking at all the other tournaments wins and so forth, and Ansel Lomsha is a women international master. I don't know, because now you wonder with Ansel and Mabusel if they're selected because they are the players, the representatives, and they need to be there. But I understand Andrew Lomsha needs to be there because he's the president, right? But anyway, so yes, so obviously I had to inquire. But of course, me personally, when you have this thing where you feel like, oh, I'm happy. There is so and so in the team. I mean, obviously, there's Banele in the team. It's like, why would you even want to question the criteria? Because it makes sense once you have Banele on there. But why would you question anything that favors you? We are. So I'm like, my hometown, my place, my background, my Msokwaba is represented. So there's no need to question anything. But then again, you wonder, just for the sake of the other players, we want to know what were the criteria for selection, right? Like, people want to know, because we're looking at 2300 plus rated, what's his name? Jan Kasten. Why isn't he there, right? And there is maybe again on top of the rating systems, ratings as well. There's your Daniel Codries, and you come back to the ladies. There's your Charlize Van Zyl, Women International Master as well, and there is your Rebecca Salkick. There is your Chisomo Boshama coming up and all of that, and you see those, and you're wondering about those names. And then obviously you get to ask some people, right? And obviously, this is but yeah, who would you ask? Who do you think I asked? I don't know. I can't tell you, but yes. So ask the right people. Maybe people from SASCOC, maybe people from. So apparently, initially, there were meant to be four people selected, right? So in the list of the four people that were selected, so there was obviously a confusion coming from the one side that is the what do we call the organizers in the All Africa Games, who said send four players. And then there was SASCOC on the other side saying, give us two players, right? But then now with the initial part, there was the four players that were sent. Obviously, the selecting committee went on to. You see, there's too many questions because now you come back and say, now who selected the selection committee? But anyway, it's like everything will just keep going back and forth and back and forth. But then until we get to SASCOC or to the organizers, and obviously with other things, there'll be more clarity. But hey, so without even getting to say who I spoke to, I was told that hey, yeah, we had and what used the Grand Prix to select some people. The Grand Prix, the Grand Prix, the Grand Prix system. You all know about it, where obviously it's based on the number of tournaments that you've played. Was it 7 round tournaments or 9 round tournaments, 90 minute tournaments, and so forth? They all count differently in that in the Grand Prix. So the players that have played the most of those and obviously maybe achieved a certain score in those tournaments, they get to win. But then you get to wonder because now most of these players don't play a lot of tournaments in South Africa. But and I'm I know what am I even saying a lot because now it's Caleb Leviton. I know Caleb Leviton doesn't play a lot of South African tournaments. I hardly ever see his name in any South African tournament. But I wonder if the Grand Prix takes that into consideration. Because if you're looking into a rating, yes, we'll see the rating is very high. But if the Grand Prix but maybe the Grand Prix doesn't look at South African tournaments only, it looks at international tournaments as well. I don't know. So yeah, according to the Grand Prix, he's also up there. So apparently it was Vanilla Mango and Jan Kirsten was there. So it turns out that Jan Kirsten was called and he apparently would not be available on those dates. That obviously I don't need to confirm because I remember speaking to him as well because those dates are very close to the African individuals. And when I spoke to him in the interview that you've already seen, because it's already seen by almost 800 people, you are one of them. He does say that he wish he would have been available to play the Africa games, the African individuals, but he won't be available because he'll be in Iceland. So I understand and accept that, oh yeah, maybe Vele, he won't be available on the day for the Africa Games as well because they're just so close to one another. But then with the other players, it's so interesting because now now, honestly, I spoke to, I mean, not even to cause anything, because I'm accused of things. But when I spoke to, because I'm obviously Chisomo Poshoma, if she was up there on the list, she was also supposed to be going. What happened? Because apparently they say she's also not available. We call her, we check, and then Chisomo says, oh, no, apparently Chisomo would be available on those days. They're just waiting on the organizers to come back because they called and they say we need this and this within the next 2 days. Can you get us your passport, get us your yellow fever, what do we call this, yellow fever immunization certificates or injection thingy. We see when you're to go to Nigeria or Kenya or all these other African countries, they want your yellow fever vaccination thing. So yes, that get us that, and they hurried up and they got that. Get us this, and then they like, yo, if you ever tried worked on these things where you're trying to organize traveling for a player for national or international events, you would know how tiring it is running around and getting all this information that is needed. You see what I mean? But yeah, so according to her, she's still waiting for feedback because she was told that hurry up, we need this from you, we need this from you, we need this from you by the end of day that day. So apparently between Friday and Monday or something like that, where they were also pushed to try and get all of those things. So obviously parents had to stop everything and try to hurry, rush this and that. But at the end of the day, they're still waiting. And the list came out. Obviously, the list, and that's a funny thing because the list was not published as a list to say these are the players that we are sending to Accra, the All Africa Games. It's funny that the sharing of all of this by the executive board or by any other individual that we've seen sharing it is that they're just sharing the advert for the All Africa Games and the link to it. And to find the list of the players, you need to click in for yourself. There was not even a proper formal announcement coming from the letter of I don't know whether the reverse delegate, the new executive board or executive board elect, or anyone official communication to let us know that these are the players that are going, or even from SASCOC itself to say, Chess South Africa, these are your selected players. based on the following criteria. You see what I mean? So it's a funny thing how this one is being handled. So yeah, and now there's another top player. I mean, if on the list, but again, on the issue of what is it? Yeah, another player was supposed to be on the list. You know, is Charlize, right? Charlize Van Zyl, Charlize Women International Master, Charlize Van Zyl. She was definitely deserving to be there on the list as well. But again, she's also someone that is not there. And when you ask why wasn't she, was she not there? And apparently, well, she was not available. Well, okay, cool. But then Charlize, why were you not available to participate in such a big event? And according to Charlize, it was too hurried. Like you receive an email at 10, 11 in the at night, and you need to have responded by 10 a.m. in the morning and say whether or not you will come. And for most people who have a life, let me just put it that way, well, getting an email at night means that you need to now start making some calls with some people, making arrangements to say, am I going to be able to get some days off, or am I going to be available on this day? Can we be able to cancel whatever tour we had? Or like, I'm just speaking generally with any other person, right? That's what you would want to do. So again, with her, it was a thing of it's too rushed, and I don't think I'll be able to make all the arrangements by the morning. So if this is what you're saying, hey, nah, I'll have to decline. I'm sorry, but there you have it. I cannot be part of the team, but I would have loved to, because who would not want to represent their country? Who would not want to travel to Accra, all expenses covered, paid, and all of that, and just play chess? Honestly, but then again, it makes me wonder about all the other players that declined. Did they decline as a result of this hurriedness that Sascock was presenting, where this thing is said to be a matter of urgency? Even though people knew about the All Africa Games for a very long time, but why did they not communicate too soon or soon enough to let us know that this is what's happening? So please, arrange, because I'm sure even the tournament would have been held to select the players that go there, because again, the players that go there would get a chance to now also, just if they choose, stay behind or ask for their traveling tickets to be extended, because the Africa individuals are also played in the same venue, even though the accommodation there is crazy, because that's about 1,000 plus at night, and it's about 12, 13 nights. So you need about 13,000 rands just for accommodation, and considering that, hey, all other expenses, because there with that one there's no all expenses paid, except for if you obviously the invited player, the number one player. We don't know. But yeah, man, and the issue of the All Africa Games, so it's a very beautiful thing, but it's only this murkiness behind it of this this communication that's been broken in many ways by being how, but that was hurried in many ways. You see, hey, whew. But obviously, as soon as I'm sure I wanna believe that it's a matter of the stagnate, it's what that this the frozen politics in South Africa, where everything is like on a standstill, because now the executive committee that has been elected cannot make a move and act as a structure that has been elected, and the previous one cannot make a move because it's been suspended, and now it's pursuing some appeals in other very high courts, like the Court of Arbitration of Sports in, is it Switzerland? So now FIDE again is, it cannot relieve or give us give the elected committee a go ahead, and then, and obviously until that very big case has been concluded. You see, now at least I'm telling you what I'm drinking these days. Fat bastard, the Golden Reserve. I'm saying it's a golden. I remember saying it's a special reserve, but it's actually a the Golden Reserve 2022. You can get it for. I'm not going to tell you the price, but I mean, I'm sure if you look around in your favorite supermarket, you'll find it for 136 rand a bottle. Yeah. But anyway, that's not what we are. We are not talking about this smooth, full-bodied glass of red wine that I'm drinking. We are actually talking about your politics, South Africa, and chess, and how these delays are affecting progress, because things would have been done smoothly. Now with this Grand Prix and with this thing where we see lists and we are not all too happy with it, even though we see our friends or peers ourselves in it, we have to we have to ask. But then why didn't so and so make it to that list? And it's always like that where there's a lot of people that are deserving. Because, I mean, if things were done right, I'm sure there would have been a tournament, whether an online tournament quickly to say, okay, let's invite the other players and find out when they'll be available and have an online rapid competition. I mean, online is the way right now. Like, it can be done any day. But again, with the absence of a fully recognized and functioning structure, we are in the situation that we find ourselves in. I don't know if this conversation is concludable. Because funny thing is that when I try to speak to hey, me, I got all this information, but when I try to speak to the executive committee that's elected, they're like, hey, but at this point we can't speak, we can't make any official pronouncements on anything because you see what I mean? Aish, it's sad. It's South Africa. It's chess. But hey, and now I'm busy trying to not make, because I'm not trying to spread hate or spread anger. I'm trying to keep the emotion somewhere here. We were all happy with things. But then again, for us to be all happy with things, we can't fake happiness. No, for us to be all happy with things need to be moving in a way that makes us all happy. It's that easy. It's that easy. As soon as I have more information or someone that is willing to come forward and speak to us on this matter, because that will also be a beautiful thing. We'll keep you updated with everything that appears, and in the meantime, I'll keep supplying the videos from the Bojanala weekend. I mean, that was a very beautiful thing. Again, that's the one way we spread positivity. Well, the thing is, people don't accuse me of favoring Bojanala for, I don't know why. Maybe because Manela is there. I don't know. But it's not even about that. It's about the fact that we're looking for people that are doing positive things to push the sport forward. And we found them. Because we can't always focus on the negatives. And we look for the positive. And then we'll find as something as positive as this. Bojanala thing, we have no choice but to share it. Say what you may, but hey, that's a big, beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. We're rising to the top of the chess. What do you call it? Totem pole, whatever. I don't know. But yeah, that's what it is. That's where it is. So hey, let me continue with my wine, and you continue thinking about this, and make your comments down below, because the powers that be are watching and they are listening to hear what you have to say about this. They are, trust me. And I promised them I wouldn't say anything harmful, anything that's destructive, that is destroying. But you would not be happy if you're given 10 minutes to decide whether you want to come to America with me right now. No, but I mean, I still need to speak to some people. I need to see. You would not be happy if you were told you are going to a sports tournament where free for all expenses paid, just give me the following things, and then you do give me all the following things I request, and the next thing I keep quiet, I don't come back to you. You see what I mean? Oh, because some of those things actually cost money to prepare, to get ready, to get those vaccinations, to get those. I remember last time it was 500 rand to get yellow fever vaccination, I think, and that was back in 2017, 2018. So now probably there's been 1,000 rand spent, or maybe some medical aids cover that. So yeah, but still though, it's people, that medical aid money is people's money that was spent, and those traveling costs of going back and forth too and trying to get those preparations. So it turns out now that initially they thought it was 4 people that were supposed to go, and then they discovered that it's actually 2 people. And in the one group, the 4 people included, it included Banele Mango, Leviton Caleb, who was in second place, and then in third it was Johannes Mabusela. They decided, hey, we'll just switch you around and put you in as a coach. And fourth, it was Michael Simpson. I don't know if they had called him also to alert him to let him know, but yeah. So they ended up having to cut 2 people. But the other one person that they cut out, they what's the word, Gambe? They repositioned. Now took him from being there as a player to being there now as a coach. But on the other side, it was the list, the final list that they ended up sending was Jesse February, it was Anzal Lopsha, and Chisoma Poshomo and Rebecca Solkik. So Rebecca, I don't know again if they did the same thing to her that they did to Boshomo Chisomo. You see what I mean? But they had to cut and they took the top two only, and the top two players are the ones that they sent forward as the players to travel and represent South Africa. How do you feel about those players? Now I ask you, instead of saying, I think they're a very strong player. I do. I mean, their ratings do say that they're strong. But yeah, we'll see. Your opinions at the bottom. Now, good evening. This is Ended Chess and Wine. Well, I guess I covered the wine part that you've been complaining about, people. Because if people think, Eddie, this is no longer chess and wine. This is just chess and you drinking. Give us chess and wine and talk about the wine that you're drinking. I am talking about the fat bastard. Am I not? That was actually a comment coming from all the way in Namibia. Recognizing you, Mr. Beard Gang, Mr. Otto. Thanks. Good evening.